Hello and welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to show off the new update to Pathofexiles 2, which is Dawn of the Hunt. We got an in-depth interview after the showcase yesterday as well, and as you can see in the background here, I have the slideshow of the press kit that was released on the site. You can also download it if you want to as well. But basically, it's a lot of the things that people were asking, or the community was asking for. There's a lot of things that are a bit in we are a bit uncertain of, and we have to wait for the patch notes to see what happened or what did not happen. But it's basically endgame rework, map sustain, more mechanics, new classes, or new class, I mean, with 3 ascendancy, and then we got to look at Smith of Kitava, Lich, and Tactician, which is for the warrior, which is for the witch, and Tactician was for the legionnaire, right? Or no, what's it called? Mercenary. New uniques are coming. The skill gem, which every minion build is looking for, is coming. It's called Spectres. Roa is coming together with the team of the Huntress, but that's as far as we know from Pathofexiles 2. Everybody can use every ability, right? So it's a spirit gem that you might be able to ride it on whoever, right? Most likely. Ruined are getting a tier upgrade, so that's something, I guess. New maps, we have Rogue Exiles coming. Strong boxes are getting doubled down on, and I think they're getting some quality of life to it as well, and there's some uniques one happening. Endgame system, as soon as you hit maps, you're gonna go out and cleanse corruption now, instead of doing just a set of tired waystones. It's not maps, it's waystones. If I say maps, I mean waystones, and vice versa. But anyway, you cleanse the Nexus, which is in the center of the corruption, and then you have to cleanse the biome afterwards. And also that's most likely where fracturing orbs are supposed to show up. And they are guaranteed from one of the dudes, I think, which should be it should be an implication of the map when you're entering it. Atlas nodes are getting increased by 10, so you get 40 now, and the Atlas passive tree is getting some quality of life as well, and development in terms of what we are doing, because we are getting Rogue Exiles, we are getting a bit more strongbox depth. Death changes are coming, so you can die, but I also think that they did expand on this later on with saying that instead of making it portal, then maybe make it take account to deaths, so you can get your loot. I'm not sure, they are not 100% certain of how to do this yet. Unique tablets are coming, recombinators. So there's some things. Quickly going through, that's a quick TLDR at least in the beginning. And if we go a bit in depth, there's 3 ascendancy to the Huntress. No, it's 2, right? Yeah, 2. This is just the Huntress. Yeah. It's the Ritualist and Amazon. Then it was the Warrior and the Tactician, and maybe the most anticipated skill gem, I think, because minions are popular for people, I guess, and also judging from what we saw and what they also answered afterwards, I think this might be one of the most min-maxy broken things that you can do in the beginning. Because you can raise any monster that you encounter, any rare or unique, not unique, rare monsters with modifiers, I think they said. However, the new Wisp mechanic that is coming in is not gonna get amplified with the scepters that you raise. which kind of makes sense because that would be ridiculous. But anyway, I did make a short back when Pathofexiles 2 just came out, and we had some funny interaction with Elemental Storm that you kind of understood that some of these unique the rare modifiers that they had were the old auras from Pathofexiles 1. So I'm interested to see if the SCEPtre actually gets the old, because I were able to discover Haste, Discipline, Pride, Purity of Elements. So that would be absolutely cracked if you get Scepters to survive and actually have those auras for you. Like, the first that comes to mind, at least. The second I think that comes to mind to many people is if we look at the Ritualist. We can actually see that there's a ring slot for the Ritualist, and I think many people were just immediately just jumping on it and saying this will be broken with the belt, right? Triple breach ring with an extra ring slot seems interesting. Also, if you read the Huntress nods, and you have to try to figure out, and we don't know yet though, but revealing weakness, open weakness, seems to have some insane synergy if it actually happens often. In for the kill, you gain 20% movement speed and 40% increased skill speed. Like, warriors were longing for this, and we took notable keystones in like the passive tree in the beginning that gave 6 and we're happy, right? And we even equipped it a head slot that only gave onslaught, which is 20% skill speed. You just get more skill speed, right? So 40% skill speed. I'm interested to see how easy it is to obtain, but kind of something that just jumps straight to you when you're seeing it. 100 new support gems seems to be a lot, but I think they are extremely tied and conditional to the main skill that you're trying to support, because Pathofexiles 2 instead of Pathofexiles 1 is trying to make it a lot more easier to recommend what's actually the game that you should go to support with, and instead of having like a universal multiplier of a game that kind of fits every single skill, which I'm not sure how it's going to play out and how it's going to feel. We have to wait and see and just test new uniques. Holy tongue twister. New uniques. Anyways, seems interesting. The charm, at least. We have a new way of getting onslaught. What? No way. And also we have the new system, the new league, even though it's not like a new league in itself, because they said that they were not going to erase the current progress and put it in some kind of standard that we have in Pathofexiles 1. They are instead just keeping it as is, and you can do whatever you want, but I think they said fresh starts are coming, so you can join in on the fresh start. Fracturing Lake is coming with the haste items that we know from Pathofexiles 1. It's going to be interesting to see if this... I'm kind of hyped for it, at least, and I think many kind of liked what they saw in terms of what you can get and whatnot out of this. I think this is the new maps, right, that they called uniques, but then they went back and said, we don't want to call them uniques because they can still get influenced by the tablets that you have, which also brings up the next point, which is towers are being reworked totally, right? You can have 3 tablets. There are 3 times as less towers, I think they said, and it's just a lot less hassle with the tablets and finding the right and whatnot to obtain the same amount, I guess. So it's going to be a lot easier to just get get your tablets up and running. And also we have the new rogue encounter, which I think seems extremely scuffed for hardcore. Many things seems extremely scuffed. Also the wisps that you encounter already in Act 1 could be a bit scuffed, but these can actually have every single gear slot equipped with uniques, they said. And we have some uniques that are kind of broken and can maybe demolish you on sight, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see and fun to encounter. For me, that's I'm a hardcore player. I'm not sure what I'm starting as still, but we have to wait and see. I'm most likely I'm treading towards softcore in the beginning at least. Yeah, you can see the towers here. Also, the big thing about essences dropping more often. I think many of the small things that we were kind of annoyed about, that we kind of didn't understand in terms of crafting and things and such, are gonna get looked on or improved. And they also already hinted about further improvement, because we are getting Parry in this expansion or update, and they also understood that okay, shield block is not working like we wanted to work, so there's some different mechanics there. And also the wisps are getting implemented into the Atlas passive tree. We can see some of the uniques they had showcasing. The coming calamity seems absolutely insane on site, but is it insane? Is it like, can you expose and do minus elemental here for these guys and you're like fully just absolutely sending every mob on site? You have to wait and see. Yeah. Many of these seems interesting. They also have unique tablets, which makes so some of them you could skip the connections. You could just jump to whatever you wanted to. So this kind of wraps up my first impression, at least. I want to try to make it short and just summarize what we saw, and a bit of, I think this is gonna break out a bit. Yeah, we have to wait and see for patch notes. Anyways, are you hyped for Dawn of the Hunt? Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and we'll be back later, also streaming. See you in the next one.